Brought you here today to this nondescript building in Arlington because this is where some of DC's musical legends have made their names, where they recorded their first demo reel. I'm going to take you inside Inner Ear Studio.
So these are some of the people. This memorandum plan session. This is the mixing board that we put everything together on.
So Don, we're here with you at Inner Ear Studio. It's the end of a long saga here for you, 31 years. What's next?
What's next really is just basically an extension of this, but on a much smaller scale. I won't have a big room to record bands in.
As you look around here, is it overwhelming to think that you've got to take it all down and take it out?
Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. Because there's a lot. There's a lot here.
I mean, some of this stuff belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I guess so. And some of it will get there too. And so here's where the musicians play.
Okay.
We usually have the drums there, the bass here, and the guitars near the organ. And that's the usual setup.
Can you describe the vibe and the energy in here when a band is in here playing live and you're recording them?
It's great. I'm in heaven. It really is great. There's nothing like hearing a good song being put together.
You've worked with so many of DC's musical A-listers. I just have to imagine there's a lot of ego, perhaps, involved in that, just an assumption. You know, how do you manage that?
There is ego, but at the same time, there's immense vulnerability because they're artists coming in here with something that needs to be finely shaped and sculpted, and it has to be cooperative. This building will be leveled, and it will be asphalt, and there will be a temporary stage put here for performances.
What is that feeling like, that after 31 years, we're picking up and moving somewhere else?
I feel good. I feel good about it, really. I mean, you can't stop evolution. It's not the end. There's more to do, and I'll do it somewhere else, and it just moves on.
So many names to pull out. I love seeing Mother Love Bone there at the end. Now, we've had this conversation a lot on the backside of COVID-19, like what we deem worthy of preserving, despite what the actual situation on the ground may be. And just for me watching it, this feels like this is an impetus for somebody to get involved and preserve this piece of history.
Right. Well, this is something that was been in the works pre-COVID-19. So this is part of the master development plan in Arlington County, actually. Arlington County bought this building. And as part of their plan, they're going to level it, and they're going to have, as you heard Don Zentera say, just sort of a strip there for performances and things. And so no one is like, save Inner Ear. I mean, there are some people, and he's just like, this is the natural evolution of this property. He's not retiring. He's adamant about that. He's just going to take what he does and do it in a smaller scale somewhere else, somewhere perhaps even like at his house. One of the pictures that we showed you in the story is Henry Rollins in a skirt in his basement. Before he even moved into that Inner Ear studio space in Arlington, he was recording bands at his house. He really describes himself as the ringmaster who brings everything together. That question I asked him about bands and ego, his first response was to pause and in sort of like just a drop-dead tone go, yeah, it's hard for me to keep my ego in check.
I loved his energy. Yeah. I loved his energy being around rock bands. Real quick before we go, quick list of all the groups that have been there.
Dave Grohl, Fugazi, Minor Threat. I met Ian MacKaye, the lead singer of Fugazi, when I was there. He opened the door and let us in. An amazing guy, an amazing story. I wish we had 5 more minutes to talk about it.
That is awesome. Well, there's a lot more on WSA9.com.
Reach out to me if you've got tips of stories you'd like to see me do. I'm on Facebook. The Talk I've been kind of neglecting, but I'm still there, so hit me up, Twitter, Facebook, to find out more about our stories and give us some tips.
I'm going to Inner Ear. I got to record my demo. I want to be like Eddie Murphy.